This is a companion video to my tutorial on zooming in on decimals, and in this video I'm going to use the Geometer's Sketchpad tool that is available on the MyMath website. So I've gone ahead and pulled up the tool, and we can see a number line that shows us the numbers between 0 and 10, and then we have a little red bullseye point here that is representing a particular point that is located between 4 and 5. Now, because there are an infinite number of points between 4 and 5, we're going to have to try to zoom in to determine the exact location of this red bullseye. To do that with this tool, I'm going to click on Zoom, and we can now go from looking at a number line that counts by ones to a number line that counts by tenths. So this number line starts at 4, ends at 5, and it's divided into tenths. So this would be 4 and 1/10, and this is 4 and 2/10. So this little bullseye point represents the number 4.2 or 4 and 2/10. I'm now going to go to an example that will require us to zoom in even more. This bullseye point is located between 3 holes and 4 holes. If we zoom in to the tenths, now our number line begins at 3, ends at 4, but we're counting by tenths. So now it's in between 3 and 1/10, which would be right here, and 3 and 2/10, which would be right here. We can see that better by zooming in again. So this number line now is to the hundredths because it starts at 3 and 1/10, it ends at 3 and 2/10, so it's counting by hundredths. This is now 3 and 11 hundredths because this is 3 and 10 hundredths, 3 and 11 hundredths, 3 and 12 hundredths, 3 and 13 hundredths, and 3 and 14 hundredths, or 3.14, an approximation of pi. Let's look at another example. This red bullseye point is in between 5 holes and 6 holes, but we're not sure exactly where in between 5 and 6 it is. Looks to be a little bit less than 5.5 because 5.5 would be right about here. Let's zoom in on that segment of the number line. If we zoom in on that segment of the number line, we can now see that 5.5 is right here. So it is less than 5.5. Here's 5 and 1/10, because we're now at the tenths level. 5 and 1/10, 5 and 2/10, 5 and 3/10. So it looks to be between 5 and 2/10 right here and 5 and 3/10. Matter of fact, it looks like it's closer to 5 and 2/10. So let's zoom in now on that segment of the number line. And we are now just between the 5 and 2/10 and 5 and 3/10 portion. But we're now zoomed in so far that we can look at the hundredths because this entire number line right here represents only 1/10 of one whole. So each of these segments, each of these parts of this number line represent 1/10 of 1/10, which is 1/100th. So this would be 5 and 20 hundredths. This would be 5 and 21 hundredths, 5 and 22 hundredths, and 5 and 23 hundredths. So we can zoom in on that. You can see that it does represent 5 and 22 hundredths and 5 and 23 hundredths. And now we're zoomed in all the way to the thousandths. We are 1/10 of 1/10 of 1/10. So this is 5 and 220 thousandths, 5 and 221, 5 and 222, and 5 and 223 thousandths. Our location is 5.223, 5 and 223 thousandths, which is less than 5.5, which would be right about here. With this tool, we can even zoom in further. We can go all the way to the 10 thousandths, and I'm going to quickly show you what that would look like. So this number right here between 5 holes and 6 holes is more than 5.5. But it's also more than 5 and 1/10, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's more than 5 and 7/10, but less than 5 and 8/10. We can zoom in and see that. And now that we've zoomed in, we are now at the hundredths place. So this is 5 and 70 hundredths. This is 5 and 71 hundredths. very close to 5 and 71 hundredths, but slightly less. We can see that by zooming in even more. We're now at the thousandths level. So this is 5 and 700 thousandths, 701, 702, and so on. So this is 710 thousandths, this is 709 thousandths. We're very close to 5 and 710 thousandths. We can zoom in one more level to find the exact location. And we're now going to go all the way to the 10 thousandths place. So this is 5 and 7,090 ten thousandths, 5 and 7,091, 7,092, 7,093, 7,094, 7,095, 7,096, 7,097, and it's somewhere in between that. We can show the approximate location. You can see that this location is not exact. Notice that this is not directly on one of the points here, because this represents a decimal that is a non-terminating decimal. That means a decimal that does not end, and that means that we could keep zooming in and zooming in and zooming in, and this would always be in between two marks on our number line, no matter how much we zoomed in. So if you are interested in looking at this Geometer Sketchpad tool, you can go to the McGraw-Hill MyMath website. It is under the Chapter 1 Place Value, Lesson 7 Comparing Decimals Resources page. Then you click on the Geometer Sketchpad, and it is the Zooming Decimal, Tenths, Hundredths, and Beyond tool that is located right here. And one other thing I do want to show you is on this tool, you can drag the points on the number line to any location you want, so that you can see just how you can go about zooming in on the number line in an animated form.